なぎに。おおなぎに始まり。今回もギャラリーと音声しかないのか。はい、どうもシャカシャカです。本日はハリーポッターと死の秘宝パート1特典 DVD 見ていきたいと思います。ポチッとな。メイキング。いや絶対これブロックされそうだな。よし、じゃあまずは7人のハリーから。これポッター作戦の話だよな。
Seven Harry, this is the most complicated scene in the world.
I know pretty much how it's going to be.
None of us quite have any idea what's going on.
I can see it in my head very clearly. We shoot that way, and that way.
It was really fun. It's bloody confusing though.
Even a bit unnerving, to be honest. It's really difficult to shoot, but it was really rewarding. It's really fun.
そんなかっこよくそのタイトルつける。
So here we are at Privet Drive. Harry has just received a rescue party. The audacious plan that they've hatched is to transform a number of them into another Harry.
Ow! Blimey, Hermione! You got one. Yeah.
I really look forward to it because I knew that the potential for wonder and comedy was just great.
It's just one of those sequences, though, that requires a lot of careful preparation.
Basically, you have a motion control camera, and it's programmed by computer so that it does exactly the same moves each time. We'd shoot one version with me as one of the characters, and we'd shoot another version with me as another character. And it was very specific stuff, so like, if you moved too far an inch to your left, it was unusable, because then you would, in theory, be standing on a version of me that we then filmed next, which is going to be put in later, if you sort of follow me. If you do follow that, then well done, you should join the visual effects department.
And so you have these 7 people who look exactly the same. But David Yates had Daniel Radcliffe actually show a little bit of each person's character as they were dressing and looking like Harry himself.
I watched him do me, and that's quite close, really, uncannily close, a bit frightening, really. It was almost mirrored.
You start to look at people in a very analytical way when you're kind of studying them. Like Rupert walks with a real wiggle in his hips. You know, it's actually quite a sexy walk, if you know, if that's what to say.
It's really weird kind of watching someone kind of pretend to be you. It did it really well, and it's kind of got all my posture and everything down, and it was quite strange.
It was really interesting for all of us to be involved in directing, basically, because we know those characters, and also in our own habits and how we move and how we say things, and to make it real.
The most surprising thing was how quickly I got Emma. I hadn't really done that much kind of work on it particularly.
Harry, your eyesight really is awful.
And I was expecting Emma to be really, really difficult. And David, yes, went, yep, we got that. Okay. With the other ones, we'd all been going to like 10, 11, 12 takes. And
そんなに撮ったんだ。
And Dan getting the opportunity to play with Fred and George. That's what's really fun.
Dan, haven't got anything a bit more sporting, have you? Because I'd spent quite a lot of time looking at the Phelps twins, and because I knew I'd be spending a lot of time being them.
They were obviously so precise, both David and Dan, on getting it bang on that they were going to get the right actions.
Just things that you noticed, like how you stand just at an actual stance.
They sort of stand almost like that, almost with turned out feet or something like that.
I think I should file a lawsuit.
I suppose it was an element of the fact that I've just seen them for so long and I have spent so much time around them, that bits of their mannerisms and the way they phrase things as well kind of does bleed into you a little bit, and you know, you probably do become quite tuned in to it. Bill, look away. I'm hideous. Bra's not coming off.
They're doing that again, ladies and gents.
Dan plays women really well, actually.
I was thrilled. That was one of the things I was delighted about. Was how
なんで
I look fantastic in women's clothing. And I was
だからガンザーキモみたいな変な役やんだよ、お前。
So I was quite pleased with that.
With Dan in those 3 days, always saying, work it, just work it.
Bill, look away. I'm hideous.
Oh, smashing, mate. That was excellent.
And we did also, I have to say, break the record for the most number of takes ever done.
Take 73.
because it all counts as the same shot for each pass at when I do Fleur and Mungus and all those characters. It all counts as one shot, and we did get up to I think 95 takes on that one. It was a long day.
The actual sort of putting it together was reasonably simple until you get to the point where we had to do the facial changes. So we used a system called MOVA, which is a facial capture system.
This is ultraviolet makeup that only shows up under these lights. So we're decided to use this very exciting new technology where I'll be filmed from kind of all angles by about 26 or 27 cameras at once.
The actors gave us these fantastic kind of performances as they transformed, and we blended from one to the other, and it was very successful actually.
It's probably a scene that we could not have done 5 years ago, and took great discipline on everybody's part, but particularly Dan.
We've basically translated it fairly faithfully because it's such fun in the book, and we wanted to bring that spirit to it.
It is the film equivalent of actually doing a magic trick, and I think people will have the same kind of wide-eyed, childlike response to that scene. And of course, I'm delighted with it because 7 of me are once on screen, so it's any actor's dream.
Wow, we're identical.
おお、いいなメイキングこういうの。愉快なゴルフ会談。え、
Hey everyone,
ゴルフや、
I'm Rupert Grint.
あ、ルパート
A
だ。
couple of months ago, I took off for Wales.
ああ、
with
ゴルフ
Ollie,
行ってき
James
た。
and Tom for a golfing weekend together. We were really excited for this trip because it was the last weekend away together before the Harry Potter film came to a close. I'm excited to relive this day along with you, so let's roll.
When people say to us, you know, so are you friends outside of work? And we say, yeah, we are. They think it's just because we're told to say that, which we're not. But it's just that we are genuinely good mates.
We've actually been
何やってんの？
riding our bikes all through the sets and stuff. I was with Oliver actually, and we kind of snuck into the studios when it was dark. We filmed it on that little
ガチ
camera.
仲いい兄弟じゃん。
Yes, the Great Hall. It's exactly 12 o'clock at night. It's just kind of weird riding through the Great Hall and doing stuff like that. It's good.
That was creepy.
That was. We're going to do that again.
真夜中のサイクリング。
Dog, you really cool? Yep.
これトムじゃないこれ。
Tails it is. Oh, dropped it.
Nice tails.
All right, I'll give you the choice.
We'll go, I think.
All right.
Oh. おお。
Pretty good.
すごい大人のたしなみを。
Oh, it's all right.
It was good playing with Tom because I think actually it was his first ever round on a kind of a real golf course, so we were all quite keen to see what it would be like. I didn't want him on my team actually. I have to admit, but he was really good actually. He played really well. He didn't come last at all, so I was quite impressed with Tom.
Rube's my friend. I've always wondered. This is, no, seriously though, what would you be doing if you weren't acting now, Rube?
Well, that's
you
a good
selling
question.
ice cream or something out of the van, maybe?
Well, yeah, that was the original dream. Yeah, to be an ice cream.
あ、なんかどっかで言ってたな、
I
そ
don't know.
れ。
It's weird because I kind of got into it with a fluke. It was just.
Pretty young as well, weren't you?
え、なんかガチでアイスクリーム売りしたって言ってなかったっけ？
Didn't you send in a rap?
I did, yeah.
So would you be a rap artist?
I was a bit of a rapper, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I had some rhymes, yeah.
MC Green.
MC Green.
I did too.
You did, yeah.
In the old disco days, yeah.
I sent that to the casting people and yeah, got a few auditions.
If all Snape wants is the Sorcerer's Stone, why did he try and kill you during the Quidditch match?
オーディション。
Obviously not
おお。
casting purely on acting ability. We were all so young that whether they can see you growing into the character they want you to be, because it's a bit of guesswork at that age what someone's going to look like.
We went to this audition, and a couple of days later we got a call saying that we got the parts.
Bottoms up.
おお、ゴブレット。
There was a point where you realised that your life would never quite be as usual as you always planned it to be.
Have you modified any more ice cream trucks recently, Root?
Well, yeah, well, that's the thing. So we're doing this rally, aren't we?
Yeah, we're doing a wacky rally.
It's like a big, it's like kind of like the Gumball rally, but the budget is like £250 and you have to get a car for that and then drive all around Europe. And yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment. We're trying to find a car that can take us around there.
そんな趣味あったんだ。
It's proving a bit hard, isn't it, just to get everything,
Yeah.
but that's in a couple of months, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That went really well. The kind of idea of it is you buy a car and you have to kind of decorate it in a crazy way. And we actually got our car for about £60 and turned it into a lifeboat and did it to raise money for the RNLI. So yeah, it went really well. It was a lot of driving. It was like 500 miles a day, and by the end I wasn't allowed to drive. Because it's not supposed to go over 80 miles an hour.
なるほど。
I might have gone a little bit over that, but yeah, it was really good fun. It was a real adventure. So yeah, we had a great time. It's for 6, yeah.
Oh.
Over the years, you get used to the people coming up and knowing your name and stuff. It's quite strange. When it really hits home is when you go to the premieres and stuff.
Premiere.
Those big kind of red carpet, crazy days.
I requested a grand entrance. This is what I got.
It's a surreal experience. I mean, Dan says it best when he says you don't really understand the phenomenon of Harry Potter until you go halfway around the world and see that even in Japan they recognise you or something like that. It's a very, very surreal experience.
I can't believe the fans are sort of getting bigger every year. It keeps them getting bigger and better every year. So, I mean, I can't believe it, really.
Half of my battle is pleasing the director, and if the other half is pleasing the audience, if both of those are happy, then I'm over the moon.
I'm just taken in by all these guys. It's incredible. It's incredible.
We're now on the third hole, which is par 3, 165 yards, I believe. So we're going to have a nearest the pin competition. It's quite a challenging hole. We've got some nice sweets.
優勝賞品子供っぽいな。
Who is the most competitive out of you two, honestly? Or you three, even, rather? I take things fairly easy, but you guys seem to have a bit more of a competitive edge.
Well, Oliver and I have obviously always been competitive since we were born.
Naturally.
I'm quite competitive, yeah.
Have you
I've got a brother and
got the old brotherly streak of competitiveness in you.
Yeah.
Well, that's always good. I've got 3 older brothers. I'm just used to losing, I guess. That's what it is. I'm kind of subdued to it now, but yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
結局お前が勝つんだ。
What did you say was your favourite film, Tom?
Chamber of Secrets. We all look so cute.
Ah.
No, I don't really know, to be honest with you. Working on it, I don't know. It all feels like one kind of big movie.
All I can think of for the Chamber of Secrets was I got food poisoning having an omelette.
Yeah, probably a wise move.
8 years ago.
Well, this is the lessons that we've learned.
That's my main lesson from Chamber of Secrets.
Oh no!
Go. Go.
So what are you going to miss most? Miss most about? I don't know really. Everything, I suppose. Just all the people mainly, I think. Just because it's been a crew that we've known, we've kind of grown up with. So that's going to be probably the main thing. But I think just the whole routine really, just going in every day to the same place, seeing the same people, and just not having that is going to be like, it's going to take a while to kind of adjust to and stuff. But I think it's good. I'm excited to kind of have a bit more freedom, I think. 'Cause it's been a long,
めっちゃ熊できてる。
long time. But, yeah. Miss Ron? Whenever I read the books now, I don't see myself as Ron. It's weird. I've still got my same. When I was kind of before any of the films, it was kind of my own imagination, and everyone else replaced my kind of imagination, but except for me.
Doing these movies, you need to be a big persona, as it were, especially the characters of Fred and George. So I've kind of taken on that in my own way as well. I'm more louder and outgoing, so it's definitely changed me in that sense for the better.
We just seem to keep getting more confident in ourselves.
I'm now forever grateful that we had the opportunity to evolve the characters and try and make them as if they're growing up.
I suppose it's quite a unique way of kind of growing up, really. We've kind of been through a lot here. This is kind of where it's all happened, and it's just been fun, really.
This is a very interesting hole we're going to next. Well, we lost a lot of balls just in this water here. It's a lot of water.
池ポチャ。
So that'll be fun.
Right, so at the moment, Tom and myself, Team Alpha, whatever you want to call us, we're currently still in the lead by 1 hole. So yeah, the scorecard's coming together. You need his magic book. We've lost this lead, but we're very keen to get it back.
He's playing terrible.
オリバーは下手。
He keeps finding the sand.
And these bunkers, they're really unforgiving when you go in them. and I seem to be finding a lot of them.
Just in a bunker for about 10 minutes.
10分もいた。
I thought he was building a little castle.
You know.
Well, I don't think he researched the bunkers, which is what he's having problems with.
Starting to really bring out the A game.
I think so, yeah. I think we've let them come back into it now. We did let them have a one-shot lead to begin with.
I reckon this will all be over by the 16th.
They're looking quite confident and smug. But I can't see that lasting anymore.
Nah.
It's not a very good golfer, actually. We do kind of give Oliver quite a hard time. Just, I think because he's just kind of, we kind of always joke he's a bit of a kind of grandpa. And he's kind of, yeah, quite old for his time.
This is a Tom Felton trait. His sand iron. I'm going to see how long he goes without noticing he doesn't have his sand iron.
Where are the clubs? Get over.
It's all right.
Maybe it wasn't quite the right club. Can't find my sand wedge. No, what have I done with it?
You didn't leave it on the last screen, did you?
I used it on the last green, didn't I?
What, you lost?
You might have left my wedge there.
Ah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Bag. Oh.
Yeah.
Steal the sand.
Steal it? You left it on the...
Oh, then you're on the green.
Yeah. You're welcome.
仲いいな、本当
This is it.
に。
It's nice to get outside. If only had a course like this at least. We've got the space for it.
I think so. I
do
We should look into it.
Well, they've got the... Yeah, they should actually.
すごいな、本当にこの4人が並ぶの。
It could build a long par 5 there.
絵面が強い。
Solid kind of 10 years of working since I was about 11, so it's nice to kind of catch up and just do some things I want to do, so it's nice. I've been to a lot of festivals this year. Yeah, I've done a few holidays. So yeah, it's just been really nice to kind of just relax, really. Australia, I suppose, would be quite fun, except of the spiders has always put me off. So I'll probably never make it. But
あ、本当に雲嫌いなの。
This is the 18th, last hole, last chance to win.
Par 5.
Actually, we can't even win now because we have to.
No, we need to win. We need to win this hole.
We need to win to draw.
Oh.
It's a good putt. Well played, gents. Well played. Good round. Seemed really evened up. Well played, Rupert.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Played Ollie. Ah, it's all on that. Actually, I shouldn't have. I got. Yeah, no, I didn't. I hated it.
Never mind. This chapter in our life will be at an end. We've always had in our head, oh well, I'll see you next year. I'll see you in 6 months' time or whatever. And then when that won't be there, hopefully it won't strike too hard.
We were all here since 10, or pretty much, and then we're all leaving here at 20 odd. So yeah, we're all very proud, and that's something that we have together.
I've enjoyed playing Ron, and I've just had such a good time doing it. It's been just an amazing experience, and it's weird thinking what I'd do if this didn't really come about. And I don't know where I'd be now. So I'm quite grateful for that.
The best scorecard goes to Oliver.
オリバーなんで
With a respectful 16 over. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
I'll take that with a...
Little ripple. Little ripple. Oh, there it is, the trophy.
Jensen, your best player award.
Best player. Thank you. Thank you.
Well played, Ollie, mate. Well played. Deserved.
Thank you.
ちゃんとトロフィーもらえたんだ。
However, the main prize goes to the best group score. Rupert and Marcel.
Best group score. Best group score. He came with that idea.
Thank you very much.
おー、トロフィー。
Number 1.
As expected.
As expected, as we did say at the start of the day.
And a round of applause from the gallery, finally. Thank you.
Well played, boys.
I was gutted not to win the individual trophy, but in the end, it wasn't really about winning. It was just nice to get out of the studio for a weekend and hang out with my friends before Harry Potter was over.
結局そこでしょ。やば、絵面。マジグリフィンドールとスリザリン。かけっこで大勝負。かけっこで大勝負 かけっこだわ。ああ、そのシーンの話で。
It's always nice to get out of the studios because we spend so much time here.
Then kick over and do most of your weaving through on the left-hand side. I think all three of them seem to be enjoying this one more than the other.
We were setting up these shots where they would be chased through the forest. And I said, all right, I'll do a take and I'll let them just get the hang of it. So I go to take one. And they go. And I think, whoa! It's because they are trying to outcompete each other. Dan wants to run faster than Emma. Emma wants to run faster than Dan. And Rupert just wants to be anywhere to try and keep up with the pair of them.
Are you guys secretly competing? Who's going to get
Oh,
there
yeah.
fastest?
All three of us will be saying, I was the fastest.
He's amazing. On the first take, we did the most amazing, like, James Bond style cartwheel over
I
it.
hit it at quite a pace and then just sort of flopped over it.
What are you going to say to the fastest?
I am.
Emma said Emma, probably, didn't she? She's wrong. I'm faster than Emma.
I'd say me.
Rupert knows he's not the fastest. Thinking about it, that's just him. He's just mouthing off then.
It's the first time I've ran in a long time.
Emma really impressed me, and she can run. I mean, she left a lot of them for standing. I was so pleased.
足速かったんだ。
I gave the boys a good run for their money.
ていうか、山の中で足場悪いだろう。
There's not even a question in my mind. If you talk, well, it depends what distance. I mean, you're talking about, but short distances, every time, no problem.
We'll cue you guys when to start running on this because you're actually faster than Dan and.
ああ、一番速いから。
Don't tell him. I'll tell him. Yeah.
I'm hero.
I don't care. I'll call it red carpet next premiere. We'll do it. We'll have a race, man. Make it 100 yards. I'll do it.
負けず嫌いすぎでしょ、ダニエル。
competitive at all.
意地になってる。
It's actually funny, David has to take us aside and say, I just want to remind you that this scene is about the film, not about which one of you can run the fastest. We all sort of went away with our heads down, like, oh, it's a bit embarrassing.
それはそう。
It's weird having someone chase you, how that kind of makes you run faster, really.
Let's go, Jay. We're done. We're ready.
アップ始めたんか。やる気満々じゃん、ダニエル。未公開新集フォーカスポイント。じゃあまず未公開新集から見よう。アーサー。ロンか。
What are those? They're for the order. So many on the run keeps them connected with the rest of us. No, they're not alone.
なるほど。
Come on, Dad. Mom's got dinner ready. Haha.
ああ、パパお手製。そうだったんだ。
I have lived in this house for 20 years.
ああ、ポッター作戦の前か。
And now in a single night I'm expected to leave.
They'll torture you. If they think for a moment you know where I'm going, they'll stop at nothing.
そうね。
Do you think I don't know what they're capable of?
え
You didn't just lose a mother that night in Godric's Hollow, you know. I lost a sister.
うわ。めっちゃ鳥肌立った。えぐ。確かに。ああ、グリーンバック。
This isn't just goodbye, boy, is it? This is farewell.
I don't understand. Isn't he coming with us?
Who?
Harry.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Why? Well, because he doesn't want to, do you, boy?
Absolutely not. No. Besides, I'm just a waste of space. Isn't that right, Vernon?
嫌味か。
Come on, Dudley, we're off.
ん どうしたダドリー。え？
I don't think you're a waste of space.
おお、え？
Thanks.
お前そんないいやつだったっけ？
See you, Big D.
もたもたしてんな。このシーンあってもいいじゃん別に。ダドリーとかさっきのもそうだけどあっていいじゃんこのシーン。あ、ポッター邸？何このシーンどういうこと？ちょっと理解がポッターさん。あ、これロンだっけ？
Morning.
Ron, it's me.
Harry. Blimey. I forgot what you look like. Where's Hermione?
She's gone down to the courtrooms. With Umbridge.
I understand we're out there, but I can't be a party to that.
あ、パパ。
Hello, Reg. I understand Mary's coming in for questioning today. Try to have faith. If there's anything that Molly and I can do to help.
Don't tell me. It's raining in the Axley's office again.
Tell him to try an umbrella.
マジで危険なエレベーター。
Arthur. You know you're being tracked, don't you?
Is that a threat, Uncle?
No. It's a fact. They're watching you.
いや、おせっかい、ちょっともうちょっとかっこよく言ってほしかったな。
So where do we go next?
Well, Dumbledore had a theory that the Horcruxes wouldn't be made out of random objects. And they wouldn't be hidden randomly either. We know of 3 so far. The ring, which according to Dumbledore belonged to Tom's grandfather. The diary, which obviously belonged to Tom himself. And then this, which again, according to Dumbledore, belonged to Tom's mother.
It scares me a bit, that. Thinking it's a piece
No,
of...
don't say it.
起きてた。
It's taboo, you know whose name.
That's
how they track people now.
How do you know that?
Overheard some bloke at the ministry talking about it.
Tea?
そっか、知らなかったのか。
Is that it?
Yep. I know. I felt that too. It's ticking or something. Like it's got a heart.
Like it's alive.
I hate it. It's like he's here with us.
マジで特級呪物。
That's why we're gonna kill it.
このシーン必要じゃない？あ、かわいい。あ、食べ物。あ、かわいそう。拍手しようとかできないのかね。取ったの？ああ、なるほどね。遊んでやがるこの二人。魔法で遊びやがった。え、本気で殺し合いしてる？まさかなわけないよね。あ、おい、なんだよその終わり方。水切りだけかい。
That is the key. The flatter the better. Try that.
水切りの享受してんの。
Flick the wrist. Whoa.
Oh, you're really good at it.
嘘だろ。
Kind of like that.
No.
これ未公開シーンじゃなくてさ、さっきのゴルフとかと同じ部類だろ。
It's two. It's good. So what kind of like?
おお。いい顔。
Nice. Not bad. 3. Try and get a bit lower. Just flick the wrist. That's it.
あ、また黄昏れてる。またしても何も知らないハリーさん。怖っ。え、何今の。次。フォーカスポイント。これ本編？ああ、はいはいはいはい。
That's a really strange day actually because this is the first day
ああ、なるほど
on
ね。
Harry Potter 7 where we're saying goodbye to characters who've been with the series right from the very beginning.
It was Richard, Fiona, and Harry's last scene of the film, and they were the first people who've been on it the whole way through to actually finish.
まあそうだよな。
This isn't just goodbye, boy, is it? This is farewell.
Me and Harry and Fiona and Richard, we all started together 10 years ago, and in the last 10 years,
でも使われなかったんでしょ?
do stage work with Richard, and Harry is actually on stage at the moment with Fiona doing Mother Courage at the National. So it's quite a nice sort of journey that family has been on off screen as well as on.
Somebody has to pay for the frustration, dear.
The Dursley stuff was the very first stuff ever that was shot at all.
Oh,
I never thought for a minute it
was
was
span
10
oh.
years. I mean, I was a redhead when I started. And Dan Radcliffe was about this big. He was
そうだったね。
a bewildered little schoolboy.
What's been, of course, very exciting is seeing the children grow from children into these splendid adults, actually. They're a very nice bunch.
Oh.
Just to see my should never be on any cameras.
We kind of kept a relationship going, which has been so nice, and from an acting perspective, Fiona's helped me so much, and so has Richard and Dan as well. Just kind of being with these people to constantly inspire you.
I've enjoyed Harry Melling, and I visits with Richard Griffiths whenever we meet, and he tells me whatever stories he's accumulated in the time. He's a brilliant, brilliant raconteur, so a lot of our life is spent intense listening to Richard's fantastic stories. So I will miss that. Well, Richard was always very keen that there be a series called The Dursleys, and
yes.
we're still
い
standing
や
by.
もうぜひ作ってほしいわそんな。
I have known them since I was 10, and now being 20, it has been a huge part of my life, and something that hopefully I haven't taken for granted.
This is farewell. I mean, this is forever. I'll miss him immensely.
ああ、そうだよな。ハグリッドのバイク。
The flight from
Oh.
is a thrilling ride, and has been a really complex logistical challenge, not just from a visual effects point of view, but from a stunts point of view, from locations, from design, all coming together.
ああ、今のあれじゃない？
7 bikes
わ、めっちゃ大量にある。
How you doing, my wee pal? I'm good, man. How are you? This is the Hagrid's bike from
なんだっけ？双子の呪いだっ
movie
け？
number 7. It's modelled on the bike that we used on the first Harry Potter film. We've basically dressed the whole thing up to look like a 60s bike and a 60s sidecar. So there's an awful lot of work being done on the sidecar, reshaping it, remodelling it.
I'd have to say it would be a wonderful way to travel in a sidecar. I love being in that.
それはね、空をも飛ぶん
I'm
だか
yet
ら
to。travel more than about 3 meters in it, but those 3
3
meters
meters
are some
しか
of the
進んでない
funnest
撮
I've
影。
ever had. It was great. I loved it. It'd be a great way to come to work in the mornings.
For all the motorbikes in the opening sequence, we've got a number of requirements. We've got stunt motorbikes, which involved trains, wire rigs, and the ability to fly a motorbike. And we've
Don't know.
got the motorbike that has to turn upside down in the tunnel. But for that, we had to build a motorbike that we could roll upside down with somebody on it. And it has to be, obviously, a stunt person. Dan has to be able to fall out of the sidecar and hang
お
on.
お、本当にああやって撮影してたんだ。
A lot of the stunts in this scene have been done by Mark Maley, who's my stunt double, who's fantastic. And he was going through the Dartford Tunnel in England, standing up in the sidecar of a motorbike going at sort of 40 miles an hour. I would love to be able to take the credit for it, but unfortunately I can't. Mark's been doing great work for me. And also a plus side of having Mark doubling you is that he's legendary for having a very, very nice bump. And it's great to see him in this scene. I've turned out looking very, very good, as it turns out.
Most complicated, I would probably say, is the motorbike chasing, and basically that involved going in between traffic at
ちゃん
quite
と
high speeds. I think we were doing around 30 to 40 miles
ちゃん
an
と
hour.
走って撮影したんだ。
So that's really, really exciting and very different to do.
This is day 3 in Liverpool Queensway Tunnel. It's more practical to film in a 4-lane tunnel because we can get cameras, cars, other vehicles in a 4-lane tunnel, and then we create a CG wall for the 2-lane tunnel.
あ、そうね。
On top of that, we've got the crash where they land at the Burrows in the end. And for that, we're building a motorbike that can crash into the reed bed, into the water, with somebody on it and somebody in the sidecar.
It's similar to sort of a log flume ride. We get a big plume of water as we go into it.
うわ全部使ってるじゃ
The thing
ん。
I'm most proud of is that the work that we've done blends together so seamlessly that a lot of people don't realise that it's a practical effect or it's a visual effects effect, because they just accept it that that's the story on the screen. That's what we're trying to achieve, and I think that's what we've done.
魔法のテントね。
The
これ
wedding
ね。
started with a tent, and Stuart is absolutely passionate about tents, so he thought it complemented the exterior of the burrows.
We've done a few tents, but then when you go back as far as we've done quite a lot of everything actually. The wedding tent is I hope rather beautiful. It isn't a modern contemporary tent. It's very Edwardian in its shape and its silhouette, and rather elegant.
Take two. David's didn't want stripes, they wanted a plain colour. So we ended up with the whole thing built up with the exterior of the burrows being painted purple and the tent being a sort of pale grey with purpley tassels and trimming and a purple carpet.
It is very elegant and it looks beautiful. You know, they've got the gorgeous lights that hover and the tables look good. It is definitely a French influence.
I'm Mr. Weasley.
Enchanté.
Enchanté.
It's really quite exciting. It actually feels like a party really in there. It's a great set.
You can get going on the tent.
Oh.
Tent?
Protego Total.
Where am I supposed to find a tent?
There's a very modest little tent that the three heroes journey throughout this film in, and it is supposed to be
そっ
that
ちのテントを
the World Cup in Harry Potter 4.
最初。
We had established the size of the exterior tent in the fourth film, but the interior is different. We didn't have the ritzy lining that we had in the World Quidditch tent.
Did you think we were going to be staying in a five-star hotel?
That was just a very simple set indeed, actually, and Eduardo Serra photographed it beautifully. The lighting is very beautiful, very subtle, varied from day to night and season to season. It's amazing how much, richness and interest you can get out of a couple of sheets of canvas, basically.
I get it.
あー、ロン。あ、出た。
New set, new problems, new fun, and it's bigger than normal.
でもこのセット壊すじゃん。
Today is the all-night cafe where Harry, Ron, and Hermione think they've got away from the Death Eaters. The Death Eaters appear, and a big wand fight ensues.
We're always given a sequence or a general scene, and they say we want some kind of wand fighting. So we try and put together some kind of duel.
Alright, so let's just go through a half-speed rehearsal, guys.
The cafe scene was quite complicated because it was quite a timing issue. Hermione comes up, out from behind her hiding place, goes down, waits a few beats, comes up and goes down again, and it was trying to get the movements exactly right, plus explosions going on in your face.
The spell throwing is a totally visual thing that you have to make up. You can't actually see the spell. That's something I'll be adding in later.
If you're doing a sword fight routine, you use the swords and you can connect. But when you're actually doing a wand fight, you're not actually connecting with anything. So that makes it difficult.
We do have to rehearse things and set them out.
People visualise in their minds, if you're being blasted by a wand spell, you're going to take a hit and you're going to go back violently, which happens with most of the spells. There are occasions where a spell might hit somebody in the shoulder, so it's very similar to when we do bullet hits on films. We'll just react with their shoulder and then just carry on fighting.
That's it. So if you're and you got it from there. Actually, that's the one.
We always go all out, put everything into it, and then we can
じゃあ
always
次
bring it
から
back
呪文当たった時の反応はこうやればいいのか。
because if you half do something, it just doesn't look real, you know. So you have to kind of throw yourself in.
So it's almost like you've got to make that really fast.
おお。やられてる感が半端ない。
So fast, you do exactly the same movement you are, 10 times faster.
Right.
It's like someone's making that. People are more critical, and I think the better you can give the public a real performance, I think the more you'll get back from them.
Dobby とクリーチャー。
We've had some crazy things fill in for whatever
これに関しては
it's supposed to be. you know, sticks, tennis balls, dots,
Eh?
numbers.
ああ、上を見上げるシーン。
It's different every time. We have to be quite careful though because sometimes it gets a bit
セス
absurd
トラ
and
の
then you
置
just start
物。
laughing and you can't really take it seriously.
It's quite a weird concept, really, just to kind of react to something that's just not there at all.
まあ、そうだよな。
Especially when it's quite an animated kind of thing, like Dobby.
Well, need to move to your left a little. Okay. Blocking Dobby.
Oh.
Like I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what
It was here, but I know what you're saying.
They've really
秘密の部屋
changed
難
it. They've
し
got
そう。
these doubles to stand in for these creatures and do the lines. So you're actually talking to a person.
I've had to supply some people today
Oh,
to,
出た。
to kind of be doubles stroke stand-ins for Dobby and Creature, which is quite interesting.
Come over here. I just want to try anti-gravity before I just come. Yeah.
Because of course also we've got not only the short actor in there, we've also got somebody else providing the voice of the character, so they're working as a team.
Dobby?
I enjoy playing Dobby. That said, I never really take full credit for the character since it's a large part of its character comes from its movement,
ドビー役の
which
人
I can only suggest and they can realise. When I did it in the second film, it was very much me in a sound studio working with the film that had already been shot, with a ping pong ball on a stick, which was going to be me, and offering up suggestions, you know, how he might move, how Dobby might move. Whereas this time, Diane, my collaborator, comes on, she's closer to the size of Dobby, so she then gives a scale to what I've suggested and proposed.
Dobby does the moves, doesn't it? He's Creature, but I'm better. Because I'm younger.
She's the nicer one.
Yeah, you're the horrible one.
I'm the grumpy, old,
He's the
miserable
horrible one, isn't he?
git. That's
Grumpy
me.
old.
Oh yeah, we're really
That's
enjoying
great.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, really brilliant.
It allows David Yates to sort of direct the whole scene with all the integral parts.
Yeah, you're right. And you want me to notate this in my head? Take me a little moment just to retain what he's saying.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
In the past, you would shoot the stuff with nothing in there, and it's harder to perhaps get sort of real interactions between the live action performers and the 3D characters and create
そうね。
an electricity between the two elements.
Do you need me to vocalize?
全く見えないところから。
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, just think of it.
Now that the performers act in the scene, I think you get a far more vibrant exchange from the live action actors and gives you a more potent sequence.
Who was it, Creature?
If you can have another actor on set to interact with, I mean, it helps your performance no end. And, you know, hopefully when the audience sits down to watch the film, it will be a seamless character interacting with the actors and prove to be very
え、
realistic.
それまさか抱きついたの？いや、おもろい。ゴドリックの谷？
Godric's Hollow is a beautiful scene in the book, and we wanted to bring that spirit to it.
Still think we should have used Apologies potion.
No. This is where I was born. I'm not returning as somebody else.
And we shot that at
Ah,
Pinewood, and
あの
Stuart
シーンね。
built this beautiful little set.
あ、一から建設。
The look of Godric's Hollow is quintessential English. We look for real villages, as you do, as inspiration. And in the place I referred, there were 3 magnificent cedar trees, and it seemed just great to have the graveyard underneath the spreading branches of the cedar tree.
これゴーン
Pinewood
との
has
墓。
this splendid old garden, part of the original estate before it was ever a studio. And there is one magnificent cedar tree there. So we went there for that tree, literally, and built the graveyard around the tree.
It's a mixture of modern gravestones and very old ones. It was a very beautiful set. People couldn't believe that it wasn't real.
普 通に街だよ
Godric's
これ
Hollows also where Bathilda Bagshot, this extraordinary wizard historian, lives. Strategically, Harry thinks, well, maybe Bathilda can help us with our mission to find the Horcruxes.
Bathilda's house is an old house and she's been inhabited by Voldemort, so she's not really functioning anymore. So we had all these dotty old lady boxes full of things down the passageway and under the bed, and we raided the costume and the charity shops for clothes to put on the floor. And also she's a famous writer, Bathilda Bagshot, who's done this particularly famous book, The History of Magic. So we did actually make about 10 other books written by her which appear on the bedside table, on the mantelpiece, in little stacks all over the place.
わざわざ
I think it's a perfect set. It looks really ancient, but it's very, very beautiful. And I have loved every second of it.
でつながるのか
Godric's Hollow turns into a very dangerous trip. They find Bathilda. She is there. They think she can help them, but everything is not quite what it appears. And it actually turns out to be Nagini waiting.
I don't like this, Harry.
It then leads into what is, I think, one of the scariest sequences in the film, which is a huge fight between me and Nagini, who is Voldemort's pet snake, I suppose.
だよね
Nagini's probably the closest thing we have in terms of it's a creature in the film, but it actually, it's really a snake. I think, snakes scare a lot of people, and we can play on those kind of pretty sort of straightforward references of the way snakes move and the sort of the creepy nature of them, the eerie sort of quality of them.
We did look at a lot of videos of snakes feeding, and it just gives us ideas like biting the arm and spinning Harry, and how he gets on the floor and he uses the spinning action of grabbing and biting and rolling to get the rest of the body coiled around, and then that's how real constricting snakes do. So that we use that as definitely as reference.
It's the first time where you've actually seen Nagini attack, and she feels physically very dangerous. We haven't seen that before. And they're fighting in a very small space. So the planning of that scene was key.
I went into real sort of stunt mode where I had all the pads on and I got really into it, and I'm kind of vaguely all over today. I'm kind of vaguely earning my money, which is for an actor is a very rare thing to be able to say.
スタント分の給料いらねえだろ
Okay, fine. Brett can do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Obviously, we're shooting without Nagini, so to give Dan the energy he needed, we have people sort of
そういうことか
sticks.
Because we are the high-tech, multi-million-dollar production that we are, the Snake's double was a tie to the end. And Greg Powell was a stunt coordinator on Potter, and he's a bit of a legend within the industry. He was on the other end, and it was all fine, and we were doing well. So I'm trying to parry the glove pole snake away.
Heavy, don't
And then Greg really just planted the front foot, and it hit the chair very hard, and it went up and smacked me in the mouth, and my teeth went really hard into my gum. So I had a fat lip for about a day, but it's really calmed down. So I'm feeling pretty good, which is good because I've got a photo shoot on Sunday. It's one of those big action sequences, and you kind of block it through, and you've got absolutely no idea how it's ever going to come together. But when you actually get down to doing it, it seemed kind of seamless, which is lovely and rare.
Action! Snake! Snake!
Fringo!
Snake!
Ah! What am I doing with the Fringo? Sorry.
Red card.
That was terrific.
Sorry, what am I doing?
The snake's coming in.
来たなボンバーだコンフリングか魔法を忘れるハーマイオニーかわいいな
When we find him just before the frozen pool, he's almost on the point of giving up because he feels that he doesn't have enough information to destroy the Horcruxes, and Ron's left them.
Ron's been gone for like months. He comes back as Harry's seen the sword of Gryffindor under this iced over lake.
Harry breaks the ice, jumps into the ice, gets dragged down underwater, which we'll shoot and leaves them in our tank there.
The Horcrux attempts to strangle him round his neck.
You comfortable with all that stuff?
We'll see. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. We're going to do 1 or 2 takes. We're not going to labour it. We'll just because it's all about the coverage for me. It's all about getting one quick moment and getting closer.
안전性をね
Action. And move.
Dan? Yes, all good? Yeah. You know we're going for the other shot now. We're tracking up. Well, basically, it's the end of that last shot of you struggling, and then you're going to start getting dragged diagonally up towards the other corner of the ice, past the hull. What was the main thing to do, Dan, is setting yourself up for it, because you're back upside down most of the time. I was taking my goggles off, getting myself sorted, and then getting your breath, and then just slowly get yourself in position. Because the flatter you are, the better it will look, you know. And the same thing, the slow exhale will stop anything rushing up. So, all right, thank you, mate.
Struggle. Great, keep it up there. Brilliant. Fighting, struggling. Up, Harry. Defenders.
It was a good scene to shoot because Harry's rescued by Ron.
そうね
And there's this wonderful moment
いい
where
シーン
they have to kill the Horcrux together.
It's kind of Ron's big moment. He really steps up and he's kind of a hero, really.
Then why are you here? Why did you come back? There's that slight sort of awkwardness of last time we saw each other, we were having a giant blazing row, but you just saved my life, but that doesn't mean I'm not still angry at you.
And the other big moment we have to make more of is the tension here between the two of you just before Rupert stabs it.
It's great having some time with Rupert as well, I'd have to say, because it's very rare that me and Rupert get a scene just between
Oh,
the two of us. It's
so
really
ka.
wordy and there's lots of dialogue, and it's really, really nice to be involved with him.
あ、そっか
The final thing is just to
もう死の秘宝とかそれ以降になるともう無理なのか
Rupert has to look like he's gonna.
Because I think he's gonna kill me.
He's gonna kill you, yeah. And that's quite an interesting moment.
1, 2, 3.
And fire!
I think the world of Rupert, and it's nice to be able to, especially like moments like this when I'm off camera, just be there and help and try and offer what support you can.
What's so beautiful about the scene is that A, it's a scene about destroying a Horcrux, which is cool and exciting and dramatic. But B, and perhaps more importantly, it's really about their relationship as well.
Sorry I left.
Well, you've more or less made up for it tonight. Getting the sword, finishing off the Horcrux.
Saving your life.
いやいいシーングリップフック
Played some characters throughout the whole series of films.
Swish and flick. Everyone?
In the first film, I played Professor Flitwick and also the Goblin Bank Teller.
Does Mr.
So,
Harry
yeah.
Potter have his key?
And then, as the films have gone on, again I played Flitwick, and now in the final film, I'm able to play Griphook as well. The role of Griphook was something that I always had at the back of my mind. Boy, I'd love that character. There is no place safer than Brinkle.
その見たで喋られるとおもろいな
has so much more depth to him that I've ever been able to get into my work as Professor Flitwick. And so I went in and read from David Yates and our casting director and gave it my best shot. David left a message to tell me that I had the part. And it was funny, I was sort of in shock and just sat there for a minute and was like, great, okay, here we go, the journey commences. Better, because I haven't had a chance to suss it out properly then. That's why I wanted, yeah. I suppose I'm stretching my acting muscles a little bit farther than I have been able to in previous films. because he's a very much darker character.
そうね、ダークな
quite a multi-layered character.
What we're going to do is we're going to put a ball cap on you, and Adrian's going to do that, and he'll be the nose man, so he's going to watch your nose at all times. And we'll ask you all the way through it if you're okay, and it's thumbs up, not too high, because of
Okay. What signals like if I'm thirsty? The makeup is obviously a very important part of what I do and the creation of that character. It's not just down to me, it's a team effort to bring him to the screen.
We're doing a makeup test on Warwick Davis, because he's all we could get at short notice. And for Grip Hook.
With Grip Hook, we looked at what we did on the first picture. With the film Troy, he had a particular look, so we took that look and we transposed that look onto Warwick.
Contrary to
後ろにハグリッドいたよね今。
I believe I don't look like a goblin in real life. So without all of this and without these two here and all the other people that go to put the makeups together, I wouldn't be able to do the work that I do because I don't look right. I'm too good looking.
おい、何言ってんだ。うわ、すごっ。おお。Whoa, すげえ。
Makeup is only so good up to the point where a guy's got to operate it with his facial muscles and work through it and everything.
トロールとハグリッド
For
いる。
example, I know my own face, so I know, if I raise an eyebrow, how that looks basically. But on the character makeups, you have to learn kind of how much of an eyebrow raise you have to do for it actually to read and register as an eyebrow raise on the character's makeup, for example. So that's kind of what I'm still learning about it.
When you get somebody who really can use a makeup, can perform it, your work just improves and improves and improves. And so I've been very fortunate working with Warwick.
It is important you don't rely on the makeup. You've got to find that character within you. But then to have gone through 3 hours of makeup and then stand in front of the mirror and see yourself.
CG とか一切なしで演じてんのか。
It's a wonderful feeling, and I feel very privileged to be able to kind of portray these characters that I have in these films. Hello.
そのテンションで来るんだ。いや、おもろ。フォーカスポイントも。さあ、今回はちょっといろいろな映像を見てきました。いかがでしたでしょうか。じゃあ次はパート2の方でお会いしましょう。それではバイバイ。ご視聴ありがとうございました。チャンネル登録、高評価よろしくお願いいたします。よければ他の動画も見てください。さようなら。